Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. This is not your sanitized bedtime story. This is Black Scout Late Night Live. And tonight, we're going to go into the shadows a little bit. The real headlines, the ones they want you to scroll past, the ones that make them sweat when you ask the questions. So let's get into it, guys. I hope you're doing well. I know the Diddy trial went on. The outcome came today. I mean, I don't think anyone would expect any less, and that's not what this video is about. But it's all connected anyway. We've got people cheering because Trump's back in office, and deportations are on the menu again. Now, that was an Obama thing, right? But Trump has taken over. Tom Homan, who worked for Obama before, they're getting people out of there very rapidly, okay? And don't get me wrong. I'm all about cleaning out the trash, man. It matters. It matters. But ask yourself this. What happens when the next president comes in who will be a Democrat? They walk in the front door of the White House because the truth is simple and it hurts. If the deep state isn't drained, the swamp isn't drained, it doesn't matter what you sign executive order wise. They vanish the moment the pen runs out of ink. Everything Trump has built can be torched in 1 week by the same people that let Epstein roam free for decades. Okay. Now, you just can't clear the border. You've got to tear the damn machine apart, root and stem. And so far, the swamp still stinks. As of right now, it still does. Okay. Let's talk about just even the shooter the other day, the Rowley shooting cover up. Okay. Just went down in Idaho. Tragedy. Wesley Rowley sets fire, shoots 2 firemen with ambush tactics and precision. Was targeted. And just like that, the entire story goes dark. I mean, whenever I drop my video that afternoon talking about what we really know about him, people are already to the next headline. That's how the American public, they have the brain capacity of a goldfish to go ahead and move on to the next thing. Cheering the next, whatever, that's not going to matter. But this entire story went dark, man. Minimal footage at a canned press conferences, no motive. Now, if you dig deeper, though, let me find it. Where's it at? If you dig deeper, look at this. This is the sheriff who gave the press briefing. Mossad-trained. Yeah, Israeli intelligence. This isn't a rumor. This is on his freaking resume. You see that, trained in Israel with Mossad in Shin Bet. What the hell is the sheriff doing being trained by a foreign intelligence agency? And what do we see, man? The same damn pattern. As Thomas Crooks, the Nashville shooter, vanished manifesto. Same as the Vegas shooter that's still under freaking investigation. No answers, no transparency, no suspects beyond the patsy. This is either a failure of national security or deliberate operation. And you ask yourself, which one is worse? And man, I thought Dan Bongino said he'd dig into Thomas Crooks' case and figure it out if he was ever put in charge. Well, he's in charge. I guess he's going to dig into it like he's doing the Epstein files. The immigration thing is a revolving door, though. Let me get into why. Even if Trump rounds up every illegal in America and ships them back to wherever they came from, you still got one problem. The deep state wasn't removed. And they don't sleep. And when the next puppet president steps in, what do you think is going to happen? They'll bring them all back. They'll give them Social Security cards. They'll let them vote. They'll bring a few million more back because the system was never cleaned. They didn't gut DHS. They didn't gut the FBI. I hadn't heard about massive firings of FBI. I heard they gave some people the opportunity to go ahead and retire. So they're not gutting the deep state. The deep state, if you don't know, are unelected officials that are just in every government office from top to bottom. So let's say you have a Republican that's an elected official in office, but everybody under him is a liberal, progressive, deep state. They haven't gutted any of these people. They didn't detonate the NGOs. They didn't shut down the globalist money funnel. We're playing this defense in a rigged stadium with rigged referees and people over here freaking cheering field goals. Do you want to win? You better raise the damn stadium, period. And let's hit the brakes and shift focus. I just mentioned a minute ago. Because every time people get riled up about Epstein, I see the same pattern. Headlines, rage, distraction. But I ask the question that silences the room. Who's behind Jeffrey Epstein? Don't tell me Epstein was the kingpin. He was a contractor, a disposable asset. He didn't own the island, really. He didn't bankroll the planes. He didn't build the blackmail archive. He delivered for the people who did. So until you name those names, the real names, nothing has changed. Now let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell, still in prison. No clients charged, no names, zero prosecutions. So riddle me this. How do you run an international trafficking ring with no customers? Because you don't. Not unless the system is protecting the very same people that she served. We've had so many people like Dan Bongino, Cash Patel flip gears on Epstein. Oh, yeah, he did it. The damn truth is it's not going to change. Now, let me give it to you raw. There's no justice in D.C. It's all theater. I've seen guys trying to take it down, and what happens is they get smothered. Think about this. Nobody prosecuted for the COVID lies, the arrests, the Epstein network, no arrests, Benghazi, January 6th, Russian collusion, Ukraine and Hunter Biden, the Afghanistan withdrawal, General Milley, no arrests. No one even brought in, hey, man, you ever think maybe we should just bring in, Cash would say, maybe we should bring in Bill. He flew down to Jeffrey Epstein's island 27 times. But walk into a bank with a red hat and a Gadsden flag, you'll probably get 15 years in solitary confinement. You're not living in a republic, man. You're living in a scripted production. And the script was written to keep the peasants sedated and the predators immune. The swamp isn't just undrained. It's metastasized. It's growing still right now behind the scenes. Now let's connect the other dots. Okay, let me show you this. Where is it at? Yeah. 2 Chinese nationals arrested for spying on U.S. Navy, trying to recruit our own sailors to flip sides. How many sailors, soldiers, or Marines, airmen have they got already? Who knows? We hadn't started kicking the Chinese operatives that came in with high and tight haircuts, standing at parade rest, dressed in all black with military backpacks that come through the border. I hadn't seen any of those. I've seen guys working in construction crews getting booted or going to Home Depot get booted. Hadn't seen the operatives, right? So, yeah, worrisome, right? Then we have Elon Musk. His own friend is warning that he's going to do everything to destroy Donald Trump. And now they're fighting again. Trump says Doge is a monster that may go back and eat Elon. Let me show you the clip. So we had people that were allies, now enemies. Thomas Massey's one of them. He's trying to flip the bill right now. He's trying to get people to go against Trump. And it's kind of like what they did with, I read last night that Big Pharma has been pushing to divide the Maha movement, the RFK Jr. movement, to destroy him. Okay, so what you're seeing is this deep state working real time. Let's break up Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Let's break up Thomas Massey and all these other Republicans against Donald Trump. So the deep state's still there, and they're still working to divide and conquer right before our eyes because they're not being drained. So listen to Donald here.
He's losing his EV mandate, and he's very upset about things, but you know, he could lose a lot more than that. I can tell you right now. Hey, Elon can lose a lot more than that. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter. But Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car. I don't want an electric car. I want to have baby gas.
Now, one thing I will say is that Elon Musk did an interview maybe a year ago, something like that. And he said that EV mandates is actually not good for Tesla because Tesla is the dominator in the industry. By giving the EV mandates, it helps other company, his competition, to get in line with Tesla. So it's hard to say. But again, I think it's a divide and conquer tactic to split all these people up, to weaken us. And then this is crazy. This is left field, but I'm just going to talk about it. Tim Kennedy, Tim Kennedy's caught a lot of hell lately. He's told a lot of stories that aren't true. But anyway, I don't know if this is true or not, but Tim Kennedy has been essentially disavowed. This is the email from Army Special Operations Command because he publicly said that he murdered women and children. That's not a war hero, man. That's a psyop is what that is. Crazy, but there. Now, Trump's priorities right now, if you hadn't noticed, is obviously sending immigrants home. But the problem is we don't have nobody talking about why none of these shooters we're getting answers about any of these shooters, why we still know nothing about Crooks, why we know nothing about Idaho Sniper, Vegas operation, because that one I'm really curious about that one. You knew everything about Kyle Rittenhouse, dude. You knew where his mother worked within freaking 12 hours, right? There were people at his house protesting. But because it's not on the CNN radar, it's not part of the show. What we're watching is a lot of distractions while the power structure remains untouched. A lot of it being the media, who still controls a lot of it, probably government controlled, the deep state controlled. The deep state also controls social media, hence why conservative voices are usually shut down still to this day. Hadn't got free speech back. But here's the final op order for you guys. Don't fall for the drama. Don't worship any man, okay? Not anyone. Watch the deep state's moves. And if you see division like what you're seeing now that they're trying to do with Donald Trump and his people, it's because the deep state's so active. And you watch what the deep state builds and what they dismantle, like who they rise up for the next one. Also watch who they ignore, because in the end, they don't fear your vote at all. Don't care about it. They don't need to. But they fear your focus and they fear your voice. And I know a lot of you guys are locked in. I know this came across as a rant. I'm upset. I feel like the deep state has not been dismantled. It's not going to be. And it's going to be, like I always say, no one is coming. Right? But this is Black Scout Survival, guys. We stay dangerous. We stay awake. And we never bend a knee. Not to kings, not to billionaires, not to their circus. Right? Now, I do want you to comment below, guys. Let me know. You believe that deep state's still running the show? Because I do. Or do you think Trump is taking the reins? I think he's tried, but he could be falling victim to deep state tactics. People are smart with the division, the control. They're smart. They're smart. That's why they've been in control of us for so long, since pre-Kennedy, JFK. Anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe everywhere. Every platform I'm on, just in case I get wiped. Instagram, got put out a lot of stuff there too. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, and make sure you share this video. Get on the email list, because that way, at the very minimum, I can email you. If I have to email you a docket every day, I will. Whatever we get down to. So join my email list below. You'll get a free martial law checklist as well. Guys, stay sharp, stay free, man. Stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Black Scout.